Okay, we should be live now.
Yeah.
One second.
Oh.
No, wait, that was some music. Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
Okay, we are live right now. Okay, we are live. I'll send you the link via Discord, and so you can have a look. Copy link. And let me send you via Discord. Okay. Okay, so we're live, and I'll send you the link. So I really have to say the soundtrack is really, really amazing for this game.
Oh.
I love
Thanks.
it. See, if I put it,
Thanks.
I could just listen to it forever. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, let me start. So this is Rise and Fall Bronze Age. It's an 4X indie style game that is meant to showcase the rich period of the Bronze Age. So I have with me Ludwig, who is the developer over this game. And Ludwig, if you just want to introduce yourself and talk about a bit about the game, that would be great.
Rise and Fall Bronze Age is a grand strategy game set in the Levant and during the Bronze Age, like his name imply. So basically, it's grand strategy games, a bit like the Paradox games, but it's turn-based. And the twist apart that make that it's different that the Paradox games, it's more like a survival game. So basically every factions have their challenges. Every faction can be destroyed or collapse. The big, the small city-states will try to survive against each other. And the big empires will try to not collapse under their own weight because of different cultures. There are nobles, there are clergies of different gods, or bad succession, bad royal succession, and so on. So it's really about, like the name implies, the rise and fall of empires, and it's set in the Bronze Age.
Awesome. So you're able to see my screen, right? There's no problems. You can
Yeah.
Good. So let's start a new game. This tutorial, I think, is bugged.
No. It's not bugged. It's just it's not.
Okay, incomplete.
It's disabled.
Okay.
So
let's start a new game, and there is a lot of time periods. Basically,
there is 14 start dates.
14 start dates. So I can't choose any of these yet. Only this one.
The first one is the only one that is playable in the demo. Okay. But you can see the other ones and see the different settings for each one of them. If I recall, because this demo is already 1 year and a half years old. There is many things that have been changed, like even this screen have been changed. Now it's just 14 buttons where you select your start dates and not just this scroller. With a big map of the with a big map of the map on the center. But you can go on the other start dates and see really the settings for the other start dates.
No, and the flood. This is nice.
Yeah. The Sumerians,
I mean, I was reminded of "Let my people go" from Moses. The fall of the first empires. No, this looks really, really exciting. If I had one suggestion, I'm just judging out this demo right now, maybe you could have had purple marble and white text, because colored marble. I think, have you seen the channel called Metatron? Yeah. He talked in a video about how the ancients didn't just rely on marble. They actually liked color. They actually used colored marble, and they would paint everything white, so that if you painted to make it strong, then you would paint color over it. So that means it lasts longer, right? So maybe something like this, like a.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, maybe I will change things, but the thing is, I'm not an artist, so I will have to go with my my co-creators to do things like that.
Yep.
I'm more of in the gameplay, UI, and all the code, all the programming into the game. So I will. It can be interesting.
I'm going to just share this live stream in your Discord. So if anyone's interested, they can go and have a look. Okay, so let's go with this one now. Let's choose our faction. Obviously, I can't move much of the camera here, right? So what am I? So so I can move. Oh, okay, move this way. All right.
Yeah, you can use the arrows. You can use the right click of your mouse, and you can use Q. Well, you can use there is 3 ways to move the.
So you can move this way, this way, this way.
Yeah.
I was using the middle button on my mouse, but that's not how it works. Alright, so we have select faction by clicking on color territory. Like, I definitely hope that the text will be more readable in the final version, so you don't have this is just a demo. This is not anything. Okay, so what is
exactly?
So this is a political map, and this is your cultural map. So let's choose this. Okay, this is definitely bringing. There are some games that are very similar to yours, except have you heard of Ancient Aggressors? Ancient
Aggressors, yeah, I heard about it, but I never played.
So it reminds me of
this game.
Reminds me of those elements like you had. So you have these cultural map. With this cultural map, what am I looking at here? Just tell me this.
If I recall, well, in blue you have West Semites. Yes. In red you have Eastern Semites.
Yes.
In pink, in Sumer you have the first Akkadians.
Yes.
Well, Sumero Semites in a sense.
Yep.
In gray you have the Sumerians. Yep. In the east you have the Lamites. Yep. You have Amu in the Sinai in eastern Egypt, Libu in the Oasis to the west of Egypt. Yep. And Egypt is divided with Lower and Upper Egyptian at this time period. Mm-hmm. You have Nubian in the south, Anatolian in Anatolia. But what I can propose to you is to go back with return and change to a later start date, and you will see that the cultures are different for the between the start dates.
Okay, so I'm going to return back. Let's go to return. And which time period?
So like choose later time period, like I don't know, like 1900 BC. Okay. And you will see that at this time period, the cultural map and even the faction map are really different.
Alright, so let's choose the faction. Okay, oh, it is. So we go to. Yeah, there's definitely a bit more.
Yeah. So basically, you have Amorites that began to spread in this time period. Some bugs. Yeah. Also, the character portraits. In the demo, there was only Egyptian, but in the current version, we have clauses and portraits for each cultures or cultural groups. So the Elamites have their clauses, the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, Hittite, Canaanites, and so on have their own clauses. So it really brings differentiation between faction when you do diplomacy with them. So basically in the 1900s, if I recall, it's the time of the Amorite warlords in Mesopotamia, and in Egypt you have the Middle Kingdom who strive to not crumble because it has really a problem of wealth and so on. You have also the beginning of the Athens in Anatolia and the trade between Assyria and Anatolia that began at this period. All of this is not really implemented into the game right now because only the Egyptian will be playable at the start date. But really the current version is really different from this. For example, some months ago, I worked on adding the local gods everywhere. So in this version, you have only gods in Egypt and Sumer. But now you have Anatolian gods, Urian gods, Elamite gods, and so on. I really did. I think that there is in the current version like 100 gods. Or even more, maybe 110.
Nice.
But it's I did my research in a sense.
Okay, so we have our first question. Hello Jay, how are you doing? He says, what type of game is this? So
it's a grand strategy game.
Okay, grand strategy game.
So basically, it's like the games of Paradox. Crusader Kings, Europa Universalis, and so on. But it's set in the Bronze Age, and with all my research of this period, I understand why many companies don't do games on this period because, the sources are just
it's just
very complicated to have.
Very, can say. Very complicated. So let's. Okay, so let's return back. And let's go to our first time period, which is the old dynastic period. Okay, so in 3400 BCE, the lands of Egypt are divided between dozens of chieftains and tribes, but only one ruler can ascend on the throne of these lands. This just reminds me of Shogun 2. I don't know.
Well, basically, it's the first setting that I worked on. It's not really historical because we don't really have. If you click on the description button on the right, you will have a more historical description of the faction or the area you select.
Okay, so this is Neken. So we got Neken the Great. Okay, so they are basically the followers of Horus, the Falcon God, and
exactly.
This is pretty much their. So this preeminence can be related to south of Nagada, further north who have had cultural supremacy, okay? So they've basically benefited by being the worshippers of Horus. And this faction is with Neken, and their destiny is to spread the wings over the Nile. So we have our first, let's go with Neken, and then these are a lot of factions, and obviously you've done really good research, as you are a student of history.
I tried, but as I said earlier, it's not really historical because just for one thing, it's technically before the invention of writing. So we can only suppose on what the political on how it was in Egypt and Sumer at this time period, because we don't have really writing records of it. We know that there was many tribes, that those tribes evolved into the nomes of Egypt. We know that Neken, Nagada, and Abju were the biggest cities in Upper Egypt. We don't really know about Lower Egypt because it's marches. We have even less sources in Lower Egypt. So because of that, I tried my best to propose a vision of how this period was. But it's more historical and more invention than historical. The later start dates are more historical, of course. And because of the lack of sources for the first star dates, I tried to Yeah, I try to write stories that the players can follow. But well, we'll see.
No, that's true, and I will say this that we'll get started on this. It's first of all, congratulations on making this game. It's not easy. Like, I'm an outsider, so I don't know how to make a game. If I knew, I would make. But the fact that you've done all of this, you worked on this game by yourself, you spent so much time and effort, you deserve the praise and you deserve the praise for this, you know.
Yeah, but I think that I will deserve praise if the players play the game and like it and have fun with it.
It's hard, but if you say that this game is like Ozymandias and Total War Pharoah, then I think you can find a nice spot around there. The main thing that I will do when I advertise this game is I'll say, like Andy's take, he did a video on Ozymandias, right?
Yeah, I think that I posted a comment under his video, if I recall.
So I will try and do
I'll
mix Total War footage with your game. So in order to hopefully at least increase it, like check out this amazing 4X strategy indie game in the Bronze Age, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll say, if like, for example, I would say, if you're waiting for Total War Pharoah, have a look at this game, add it onto your Steam wishlist, and then try out this game and definitely communicate with Ludwig because he is so transparent and very communicative. For example.
Well, I think that of course this game is less clean and beautiful than the Total Wars games, but I really tried to put history into a game, and I think that everyone that are a bit curious about the Bronze Age can just find the stories that I put into this game to be interesting.
No, and
also I hope.
Yeah, I've got this guy on my chat called Culture Jenny. He basically covers this historical topics, and he covers like the dark side of medieval history, and and he says it's a very cool map that you've designed. So he's really liking it. If you want to see on the this, so okay. Obviously, I know that the it's not as visually aesthetical as like let's say.
Yeah, it have changed in the current version. Well, I changed the gray thing behind the picture and the text.
And I assume this is like the faction introduction.
Yeah, exactly. When you begin with a faction, you will have this event. Well, not just this event, but you will have a start event that give you some incentive at the beginning of your game.
Oh, okay. So now I get what this is. This is between the war of Horus and Seth, and whoever wins basically changes Egypt's history. From mythical.
You can technically win with stats if you want, but it does not have really differences for the moment. But I plan to change that in the future.
I mean, I would give for anything for a mythical Bronze Age game, but that is in the future. So okay, so we have to take possession of the White Crown. Let's begin. Okay, so we will start here. Okay, so I'll basically go through what I'm seeing right here, right now, and then you tell me what to do. So
okay. So in the top right corner, you have alerts of problems of your faction.
Yep.
At the top, you have your main resources or information. So at the left, you have corruption. Corruption is a value that increase all your expenses.
Yep.
At right of it, you have your wealth, your money. And so on. You have your centralization after that.
Yes.
You have your population after that, and you have your math. That is really important. It's basically your legitimacy. It's legitimacy. So you have to have the more you have math, the better.
So it's like very medieval style. Like in medieval period, you would have had the legitimacy of God being descended from heaven.
Yeah.
Right? So mod is
the
equivalent of that. Okay, so let's. Sorry, if I may ask, where is my faction? Is it?
It's a blue.
So that's
the blue color. Yeah. Also, you can, if you want, in the options, you can choose to change your color if you want another one.
I wonder if I go to, let's go to options. Oh, so if I change it, I'll change it to purple. I think purple is nice.
Okay.
Purple was a very expensive color back in the ancient world, of course.
Yeah, with tire and the Phoenicians.
Okay, so that one is, as soon as I see this, I'm reminded of Imperator, but it's slightly.
In a sense, yeah.
In the sense, yes. So, okay. You can hear the music in the background, really fantastic. It definitely reminds me of that, don't mind me saying this, but it reminds me of the Bourbon music. I don't know, it has that vibe.
Okay.
The music in the background, it sounds very similar to Louis. I'll explain.
Yeah, the first music that I bought with one of my co-creators was more like Renaissance or 17s like, but yeah.
Okay, so let's.
I just find it after paid, so yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Cartagena is saying he's played Dwarf Watches. This is no issue. So kind of like inflation in the EU games. Do we have anything to do with inflation in this game?
No, there is not such things as inflation, but in a sense, corruption is a bit like inflation. In the current version, you have corruption from many things. The main ones are your administrative efficiency.
Yep.
So basically, in this game, your territories will cost administrative score. Like that, you have administrative score at the left of this screen.
Yep.
At the left, you have what you earn in administration, and on the right, you have what it costs you. Because you have only one territories for the moment, it's automatically at 100%.
Yep.
But later, you will have to manage that with also centralization. So basically, the more you have of scribes, and the more it's not at 100% of administrative score, the more you have corruption, and the corruption will increase all your expenses. So the bigger your administration, even if you are at 100% administrative score, the bigger your administration, the bigger your corruption will begin to grow, until the point where it will cost you so tremendously that you will say to yourself, well, maybe we have to cut our administration. And to do that, you will give autonomy to territories or reduce your centralization. But it will have other effects, like the less centralized you are, the more powerful your nobles are. So it brings other problems.
Okay, so we have all these taxes here pretty much. So we've done a lot of explaining. So explain to me what I will need to do in the first turn. What do I need to do right now?
At the moment you have 3 alerts on your top right corner. Your ruler doesn't have a tomb, so I advise you to build one. So because if you don't build one, it will decrease even more your ma'at at the death of your ruler. So basically, ma'at will be lost when your rulers die. Or when you are in a regency, or when your ruler is too old. And if it's under 100, it will give you malices, and if it's over 100, it will give you bonuses. So I really advise you to build your tomb so that you will not lose that much ma'at at the death of your ruler. Maybe go into the different menus to see what you can do. Click on your territory to maybe build some infrastructures like farms, canals, maybe increase the size of your city so that you can have a bigger urban population that will produce even more wealth that you can tax after that. And well, it will be a good thing after that. Or maybe you can begin to do some diplomacy with your neighbors and try to annex them. It's your choice.
Okay. So you have the freedom to do pretty much what you want. So
yeah, exactly. It's a sandbox in the game, but with narrative incentive and well, you have challenges that will rise against you that you have to face and defeat.
Okay, so I'm gonna build this farm and I'll just click on here and that's built.
If I recall, I think that the macro builder didn't work back in the demo. Okay. But you can just click on the territory and it will give you automatically you will have access to building the constructions.
And bear in mind, this is to all the people who are viewing this is just a demo. Things will be better in the final version, and this is more or less a preview of what's to come.
Basically, there is a 1.5 years of development since the demo, so many bugs. The majority of bugs have been taken care of. I also added a save system. The AIs are better. I reworked all the UI so that it's cleaner and more understandable, and so on and so on. So yeah, basically it's really a better version with 1.5 years of work. Of work with it. So an administration cap mechanic, c'est the culture genie. Yeah, it's a bit like in European Universalis 4. But it's not just like you earn it with technologies and so on. It's at the moment you will have you will have access to the scribes when you have the first ideas of writing, and after that you will recruit scribes to increase your administrative score, basically. So yeah, at the moment you there is gameplay parts you don't have access to because you don't have the technology for it.
No, let's see. Can you just explain about the royal family dynasty? How does that work? Can you explain the royal part? Yeah.
Well, the laws are you have different kind of laws. I'm currently reworking them. So at the beginning, it was intended that depending on your laws, it will push your alignment of faction in different direction. And when you were more into one alignment, you will have maluses and bonuses. So, for example, if you are more and more pacifist, it was going to be that your kingdom was more and more stable, but at the same time, it was harder to expand it. And it was the different things if you were to go militaristic. But I think I will reward it and separate the laws with the alignment, and we'll just use math as a currency in a sense to push alignment in a direction. Okay.
So I'm going to press a turn. So that's one turn. So do I need to do anything right now, or can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do I need to do anything right now, or just keep pressing the turn button? Or
well, the turn have passed, so you have earned a bit of wealth. Your characters have become older.
Yep.
You still have no heirs for the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, so the techniques, the technology system is divided in 2 parts. You have the techniques, the technique.
Technique, yeah.
It's a system where you technically can lose technologies. So basically, it's like a big cup of water with hole at the bottom. If you will put water like technology points into this area, depending of the area. So basically, agricultures, it will depend on your farmers and peasants, cultures of your priests, administration of your scribes, and so on. And when you will achieve certain goal of points, it will unlock you one technology in a sense. But the thing is that you lose a percentage of your technique points each turn. So if you don't manage to increase what you earn of technique points, you will just stagnate. And if you lose your source of points, you will lose points into your stock of points. And if you go below the previous goals, you will lose your technologies. So yeah, I made a system of technologies where you can lose your technologies.
Okay, so I have done construction. Also, I did my taxes. Let's go to the taxes, and with law, where was it? Oh, dynasty.
It's internal affairs.
Internal affairs, administration.
It's it's in taxes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find that. Sorry, 1 second. Army menu. Army menu, dynasty menu. So I put debt slavery as high, and that reduced my mod.
Each time you change your laws, it will decrease massively your mat. So you will not change your laws every turn. It will really be like a slow change of how your faction work.
So if I put low, it's even more.
I
lose less mod.
Yeah. Hey, you will kill yourself just by changing too rapidly your laws,
Okay.
Be aware of that.
I'm not going to build any army. Yeah, I'm going to have to go in a couple of minutes, and we'll continue live streaming this game as much as we can. If that's okay with you, Ludwig?
Okay.
So that the more live streams we do, hopefully it will increase more attention to your game.
I hope so.
Just let me ask this: when is the final version being complete?
Well, I really don't know. I tried to give a release date. Well, technically, it should have released 1 year ago. But the thing is that I really try to clean it of its bugs and to make it better. So I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I really can't say when the game will release. I hope before Total War Pharoah it will be better for me. Well, I don't really know at the moment.
Okay, so I've noticed these privileges. I moved up these what do you call these? These
privileges.
Yeah.
It's privileges. So basically, the more power your clergies and nobles have, the more they will request privileges. But if you give them more privileges that they want, it will increase the loyalty on the long term. And if you don't give them privileges as much as they want, they will don't like it, of course.
Okay,
so yeah, basically it's when you begin to be a huge empire and to decentralize and so on, your nobles and clergies will will take more and more wealth from you. So beware of that.
Okay, so I'll do this. Tomb, let's build a construction, and I have less gold. Scores 4, average okay, so nobility is loyal. Anyway, I'm gonna have to end the live stream because I have to do something. But Ludwig, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining me with this, and I hope it gets more people to try out at least a demo. And they can definitely find this game. It's called Rise and Fall of Bronze Age. And if you guys are looking forward to the Bronze Age, you got the Age of Bronze mod for Rome 2, and you have Total War Pharoah. So I'm saying to others that if you want to try out this game, then definitely do it. And Culture Genie is just before I go. Culture Genie is saying corruption is like that. Also, Dwarf Fortress was in regards to lack of graphics. It's not a major issue for him. So he's also saying it's more like an administration cap mechanic.
Yeah.
And he says this is natural and it is better to release it when it is in good shape rather than rush it.
Exactly.
Alright, so I'll be ending the stream, but thank you so much, Ludwig, and I wish you the best of luck. A lot of luck for this game. And I'll be more than happy to keep on live streaming it and just trying out, and you just tell more people. I know that obviously with marketing there's a struggle, but if we don't struggle we won't grow, and if we don't do anything you won't get anything.
Exactly.
Alright.